Kinaz, 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 Kinaz Degas Wunjo, 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 Kinaz Degas Wunjo. I had a dream of Odin last night. It was Odin in his form as Dragadroti, Lord of the Dead or Undead, however you interpret it. In it, I saw him in a bleak landscape, in a kind of decrepit, slightly mummified form, and he had laid down, skin stretched, very old clothing flaking off, and he had laid down in what looked like a sarcophagus, and he was getting ready to finally retire for his life as Odin, as Dragadroti. And as he laid there, this dragon's egg crystal appeared on his third eye and began to glow, and his eyes opened and they glowed as well. And within himself, there's like an echo. There is more to be done. I cannot not yet rest. We go throughout our lives wanting things. It's good. It's good to want things. But it has a limit. If you want to preserve the multiverse like Odin does, if you want to perform a duty like Odin does, it must be understood that that want of a duty holds you to that function. That's what gods and goddesses are. They are a function in the multiverse. They are not so much working towards something as providing something. They are at a station at a duty. When Yudhishthira, in the Mahabharata, towards the end of his reign as king, he went to his city's, you could say, market square, and he was very troubled. He was asking everyone, what is the purpose of life? And Bhima, his brother, said, it is to eat, experience the savoriness of food, to drink, experience that savoriness, to be well fed, and to see your loved ones and brothers well fed, and to experience those moments to where you are together and eating and savoring it. And Sahadeva, the wisest, said, he said nothing, as the sad thing is, Sahadeva, he already knew everything, but was forbidden by God, Krishna, from telling everybody what was going to happen. So he said nothing in many retellings. Nakula, he was the most beautiful of the Pandava brothers. He said, it is to hold your hand out to the afflicted, to give to the poor, and to make sure everyone who needs charity has it. Arjuna, his brother, said, the point of existence is to become the best that you can at something, to become better and better at it until you are the most skilled, and compete in being better at it until you are at the top. And there was someone else in the crowd who wasn't his brother who said he believed that the point of life was basically this. He said, there is no life after death, Yudhishthira. There is only this life, so do whatever you want, whatever makes you feel happy, whatever makes you feel good, do that, and do that alone. That is the point of existence. And of course, there were other people who said other things. Bhishma, his teacher, gave a whole discourse on the purpose of life and duty and what he had learned, because he was not going to be reborn again, since he sired no sons in the Mahabharata, different tradition. Yudhishthira was not satisfied with any of this, and in another video I talked about him going up the mountain to Svarg, but when he got there and saw that a lot of his enemies were in Svarg, he questioned. He had said he renounced everything, but then he questioned. He said, how are my enemies here? They did so much terrible things. They did so many terrible things to my enemy. And the gods said, I thought you had renounced everything. You still have desire to see what were your family be in heaven, and who were your enemies to be in hell. And, you know, he went to hell, what have you. And then he realized he had not let go of everything. The duty to his family was the last thing that he had to let go. It was association to this world in that way. It's the one thing that he had to let go. There's a reason why gods even have to descend here to the material planes to realize, to reach moksha, to become enlightened, is because their desire to perform a duty, the gods, they all perform duties. If you want nothing necessarily for yourself but to provide something, you're still wanting to do that duty. Sattva, purity, is a canoe or a boat that you cross, the final boat that you cross the ocean between you and the next phase of enlightenment. And then once you get to the other side, you leave that boat, that canoe behind. So, duty itself, pure duty, just for the sake of others, that will bring you to the other side, but it is not moksha and enlightenment. That is why the gods must descend once more to perform, to realize, beyond just being that function, beyond just being that duty. We find ourselves very privileged as human beings. We can achieve enlightenment and moksha here. So how is it connected to Odin? So, Odin, he cannot move on. He cannot reach the causation and everything beyond, past everything, because he has a desired duty to preserve and to uplift man for as long as it takes for us to reach moksha, to reach enlightenment. And then that is why we are more privileged in a way than the gods. Odin, very old, would like to die, wants to go into his final coffin, but he cannot, because he's a god. He has a function, he has a duty, and he's dedicated to that. He cannot go unless he's made to go, or until he finally is reborn here. That is the purpose of the dream, to a certain extent. There's more, but I think we'll leave it there for now. So this has been a video about Odin and the purpose of the gods. Thank you very much for watching, and all of you have a wonderful day. Spirits are fed. Spirits come forth. Mano wo jotahe. Mano wo jotahe. Magic power here. Spirits come forth. Mano wo jotahe. Mano wo jotahe. Mano wo jotahe.